As the topic for today is mental health, so it becomes very important to understand what the mental body is. Once we understand the mental body, then we'll see how we can take care of the mental body from the health perspective. There is nothing called mind as such in the yogic culture. Everything is seen as a body. So there is a physical body and there is a mental body. Then we have other kind of bodies also that we are not going to cover today, like energy body, wisdom body, bliss body. But we'll see what the mental body is. There are 14 parts of the mental body. I'll not cover all 14, but 4. So first one is memory. See, this body is a huge iota of memory and it's not limited to brain. Every cell in the body has a phenomenal amount of memory. And there are various types of memory, starting from elemental memory, which is related to the 5 elements. Then we have atomic memory, karmic memory, evolutionary memory, genetic memory, sensory, conscious and subconscious level of memories. The next dimension is emotions. This is a very powerful and a wonderful dimension, but at the same time, it can take you for a roller coaster ride if you're not in charge of this dimension. What we need to understand is that every human experience has a chemical basis to it. When we are happy, sad, surprised, shocked, joyful, worried, all these experiences results into different type of chemical changes to the body. You would have heard of dopamine. That is a chemical. It's a chemical that is released in the body when you feel pleasure. Another one is serotonin, that make you feel satisfied. Other one is oxytocin, that is released when you feel loved, and so on. All these chemicals are produced within this body, but today people are relying on external help. They are taking the medications for settling their emotions. Your emotions are 100% your making, and hence you should be fully conscious while experiencing these emotions. Otherwise, your emotions will take charge of your mind and start playing with it. The next dimension is intellect. Intellect is given a huge importance in today's world. Intellect is a function of brain and it's dependent on the memory. Hence it is very important to keep a check on what all you are feeding into your memory. If your memory is full of garbage, then that's how your intellect is going to work. So always be conscious when you start feeding into your memory through all your senses and actions. This is the logical dimension of thought, and always look for details and knowledge. It is like a sharp tool which always understand by cutting the things into pieces. So that's intellect. The fourth one is self-identity. The self-identity gives you a sense of identity. There are many identities that we carry today, and we identify ourselves with many different identities like caste, creed, religion, country, our relations, our profession, etc. And you can easily see that when you look at yourself as father, husband, son, wife, sister, a professional, Hindu, Muslim, Indian, American. These are different identities that we carry with ourselves. And these identities drives our intellect and emotions. Our intellect and emotions functions in the context of these identities. And hence these identities give direction and balance to life. It's just like your hand carrying a sharp weapon. Your hand is the identity and the weapon is the intellect. So whether you will use the weapon rightly or not depends upon the stability of hand. If your hand is not stable enough, you might cut yourself or maybe somebody else. But if your hand is stable, then you can use the instrument correctly and appropriately. Let me give you an extreme example of terrorist. We all hate terrorism, but the terrorists don't. That's because they are strongly identified with their belief system, and their intellect and emotions are fully supporting and protecting their thoughts and beliefs. So they are ready to take or give life for what they believe in. That's how bad it can go if one doesn't have a right self identity. So it's very important to set a right identity for yourself so that It brings a right stability or balance to your life. We will see that in little more detail as we move forward. The last one is pure intelligence. It's called intelligence without memory. It simply functions, keeping you alive, keeping you going, making life happen. When you are waking state, dreaming state, or a deep sleep state, it's working, simply there, just like cosmic intelligence, which is making the cosmos happen. Similarly, this intelligence making the life happen. Intelligence in this context is different from the intellect. Intellect is a function of brain, whereas the intelligence is right across your body. Our intellect operates just on the surface of the mental body. It is like a peel of a fruit, whereas intelligence is the real juice from the core of the fruit. That's what the difference is. All the yogic practices are directed towards touching this pure intelligence to experience the state of yoga.